Good morning. I had the pleasure of, I guess it was about an hour-long conversation with Senior Suarez on Saturday, aka Dr. Cranky. We were talking about the channel, things to come, future projects together, maybe a couple magazine articles. And he kept on emphasizing that, oh man, this is your channel. You can do what you want to do with it. He said, just do what you do. What seems to come natural to you. Well, that's what we're doing today. I guess this would be a setting the rules segment. Here's what you get from me, my very best. Anybody that knows me, knows of me, will tell you that I do nothing half-assed. I want you to do me a favor right now, though. I don't want the kids to see this segment. Okay? This is for the adults and the adults alone. So get them out of the room. Again, what you get from me, everything that I have. I've got 55 years of this stuffed upside my noggin, and you are more than welcome to every bit of it. Also, what I'm learning, and I learn every day. Be it something small, be it something big, paying attention to what other people have to say, what they write about, what they've encountered problem-wise, and how they work their way around it. I'm like a sea sponge when it comes to this stuff because I want to learn. I love this hobby. I love a hobby, period. Whether it be trains, watching guys work with the RCs, whatever it is, you get it all from me. However, this is what I expect from you. I expect you to be civil. I expect you to be mannerly. I don't want any bullying. Translation, I don't want anybody's bullshit. I've seen it too much on the model car forums. I've seen it too much on Facebook pages where some rat bastard decides that he's just going to be all swelled up with keyboard muscles, cause trouble. For what reason? This is supposed to be about fun. Now, one thing that I guess I was pleasantly shocked about, we're well on our way with the subscriptions. And I'm very pleased with that, and I'm very humbled by it also. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I put up an open letter on Facebook, and the next thing you know, just about everything has been just absolutely positive. And that is what we're striving for. Accentuate the positive, downplay the negative. We run into a problem here with a build or something else like that. You're having a problem. Hey, we'll work it out. We'll find the answer. Now, as in always, there's two sides to every coin. And I used to tell my kids this all the time. From the time they were little, when it comes to me, you have two choices. You either get the greatest guy in the world, or you get Genghis Khan. Your behavior dictates which one you get. I'm not trying to act like a badass here. I'm just letting you know how it is. Because to be more than honest with you, as I said, I'm fed up with this bullshit. And I'm not going to tolerate it. Now, out of all the positive comments that I got on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel, everything else like that, there were two clowns. I won't mention their names. I won't give them the satisfaction of that. You're not going to get any recognition from me. Anybody that wants to read it, go ahead, but do it quick. When we first put up the trailers on YouTube for the original DVDs, I let it go. I didn't edit anything. We had a few clowns that, put stuff up that was just ridiculous. Jamie removed it, but for the most part, good, bad, or indifferent, you're allowed to have your opinion, but as always, there's always somebody that's going to take it overboard. And that's what happened. Well, I'm nipping this in the bud right here, right now. So, you two jackasses that thought you were being cute, and you have the dubious distinction of being the first two to be banned before we even open this up. As I said before, money for nothing and you chicks for free, that's a line in a rock song. It's not going to be for free. You want to make fun of this, you want to poke at it, go right ahead. What the one clown say? Joke, joke, charging money for a hobby. Actually, the illiterate bastard wrote something, it was along the lines of I had my head up my ass. No. The other one was laugh out loud, charging for plastic model tips. Ain't nothing free, sweetheart. It ain't gonna happen. You dick with me on my channel, you're gonna get banned. That's it. I'm not tolerating this. I don't have to. It upsets me the way that some people talk to these younger guys, these people that are just coming into the hobby and they should be being embraced. It upset me terribly several different times where people that would email me asking me questions, and I mean 1,000,001, I answered every single one, would turn around and tell people on a forum, get in the search engine and look for the answer. How many times do we got to answer this question? Hey jackass, I answered that question for you. Do you think that you're doing the hobby any good by doing this? You're not. I did it for you. Be gracious and do it for somebody else. It helps the hobby. Now, I've been promising to do this, so we're going to take a walk into the shop. And I'm going to finish this up. The next thing that we're going to cover today is what tools, kits, parts, whatever you're going to need for the two main builds. I will expound upon that a little bit more. We sat down, we talked this over. We're going to switch this up a little bit, and I'll explain that in a minute. So let's take a hike into the shop. Doug Frau, this one's for you, buddy. Mr. Frau lives in Ohio. He's been with me since probably just about the very beginning. I couldn't ask for a better friend, ask for better advice, or bigger cheerleader. He's always up there yelling and hollering. He's always pushing me. He wants me to do well. And as an advertising exec who makes buku bucks an hour, he knows his stuff. Now, where we had a disagreement, or how would I say, a difference in philosophies, he thinks that I should climb up on a mountaintop and beat my chest and scream I'm the greatest. It attracts people, but I don't look at it that way, and that's not the way that Mommy and Daddy raised me to be. The individuals that do it, that's on them. Daddy always had a saying that said there's a razor thin line between confidence and self-cockiness. He said that you make sure that you're on the right side of the proper. So, what you see here, this is a body of work. Spanning back a few years, Grandpap always said, and those that bought the DVDs and have watched them know that I talk about my grandparents quite a bit. Two smart people, very down-to-earth people. But Grandpap always said, visibility lends to credibility, Don boy. And Grandma's favorite was the proof is in the pudding. Well, if you doubt for 5 seconds I know what the hell I'm doing, there's the proof. I don't have to run my mouth, grow keyboard muscles, do any of that stuff. I let my work speak for itself. You want to learn how to do this? I'm more than happy to help you along. Like I said, I'm still learning. We'll learn together. But this is what you miss out on if you play the role of the clown. Hence the little rant that I put on a couple minutes ago. I'm not going to tolerate it. I don't have to, and I'm not going to subject anybody else to it. I don't want kids seeing it either. So this is the last that I'll talk about it. I've set the groundwork for it, and if you want to learn how to build, if you want to learn how to paint, we'll have fun together doing it. It's a great hobby. I love it. Instead of being a jagoff in the hobby, why don't you try being an ambassador towards it and doing everything you possibly can to make the hobby better, because everybody benefits. The manufacturers, the individual hobbyists, the aftermarket crowd, everybody. It's a circle that feeds in upon itself. And you're going to hear a lot coming from me over the next umpteen number of months, maybe years, about this. Because there's no reason for it to be any other way but the way it is. Whose dick bigger is bigger doesn't apply here. I'm sorry. It's just the way it has to be. As I said, I see this too much on the forums and on the model car pages, and a lot of it's created by people that if you gave them a bottle of super glue and 2 engine halves, they'd end up gluing their dumb ass to the workbench rather than putting the engine block halves together. Okay, enough of this. What we're going to do now, we're going to get this all cleaned up, put away. I'm going to lay out for you what we're going to need, or what you're going to need for the builds and whatnot. Talk a little bit about that, and we're going to get this up and rolling. Please continue to spread the word. We picked up, almost 300 subscribers in just a couple days. I've got buddies of mine that have asked some very, very pertinent questions. They don't seem to think that we're going to have any problem getting 1,000+ subscribers, which would be wonderful. The one question that was asked to me, and it's a legit question, hey old man, the information and what you're going to do here, is it the same that's on the DVDs? Well, yes and no. First off, what I put on the original DVDs, you're limited in space when you do a DVD. Okay? It's not that it's not informational. It is. But you can only touch on and teach people to go so far with it. Well, let's put it this way. 9 years ago was when the airbrush DVD came out. 8 years ago is when we put the tips and tricks out. Have I learned since then? Hell yeah. Have I learned to use different products? Hell yeah. Can I expound upon it? Yeah. Do I still think that you need the airbrush DVD and the tips and tricks? Sure. It's part of your foundation. Because that's like going from kindergarten to 6th grade. Now, we're going to be going on this, it's going to be like 7th grade on. So it would behoove you, get a hold of me, buy them, I'll mail them to you. We've got a month or so yet before it all takes off. At least it'll give you a background on all this. And that way you're not stumbling and fumbling around. So we are going to cover a whole lot of new material. We are going to go back over some of the older material. But like I said, if you're going to build a house, you've got to start at the foundation and work your way up. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to go far in depth. All we're going to do for the next couple months is I'm going to give you different segments that you can work on. Because as I said, we are going to do a work table to show table build. We're also going to do a weather build. But in between there, we're going to throw segments in on polishing out, using stuff that, hey, it wasn't available back in the day when I did the original DVDs. Start out there with the DVDs and we're going to work our way up. Like I said, that's kindergarten through 6th grade. It'd be a good idea to have them. But give us a couple minutes to get this cleaned up, and then we'll roll with what you're going to need for what I think you should have to start this off and get yourself rolling. So I'll be back in a minute. See ya. Last night when I was setting up the table, the boss lady came down to see what I was up to. I explained the situation. I told her what I was going to do today. And she said, well, wait a minute, why are all your cars sitting there and why is mine sitting over there by itself? And I said, yours is basically going to be the star, because you and your car are what this is all about. This is her very first car. Very first model that she ever built. First time using an airbrush. First time using bare metal foil. First time doing decals. First time using a repeatograph pen to darken in lines on her grill and on her trunk lines, door lines, etc., etc. First time she took it to a show, out of 56 entrants, I'm in first. It's a box stock building. Hi, buddy. Second time, we went to the Tidewater area in Virginia to participate in a show. We were vending. She put her car in. She came in third. Now, Kathy's a very competitive person, just like I am. And she was a little upset. And then I explained to her, I said, look who was in the class with you. You had some very, very well-known, prolific builders with you. And you still managed to get a third. I said, it's pretty good coming out of the chute, kid. 2 shows, 2 awards. And I'm proud of her. And she has a right to be proud of herself. Now, the point that I'm trying to get to with this, I never touched this car. She did all the work herself, but she used the airbrush DVD and she used the tips and tricks DVD. Once again, am I being mercenary? Whichever way you want to look at it. But what I'm trying to put across is firm foundation leads to excellent building. And if a person that has never built a car before in their lives can come across with this, you guys that have a little bit more skill, a little bit more experience, a little bit more time under your belt, what are you going to be producing? Go to the old man's website, oldmansmodels.com, pick up the DVDs. And you're going to be doing this in no time at all. I'll catch you later. Bye.